Welcome to the Some of the Screen Squad. Like always, I'm Vinny.
Zazie.
Anna.
This week we're talking about the Fast and the Furious.
The hell was that?
Well, stick around.
Was that your? Yeah.
That's how the cars make. That's the sound the engines go. Vroom, vroom.
That's so stupid.
I didn't do that.
It sounds like
In 2001,
Take it back to the old school.
the cinematic master Rob Cohen released a masterpiece called The Fast and the Furious.
Which since then I've been calling it. Hey, this is Point Break with cars.
You should have let me finish what I was gonna say. But okay, yes, that's what it was. Like he literally said, I'm going to take this concept of Point Break, undercover police officer.
I'm an FBI agent.
Infiltrates a criminal organization. The family. Right? This is where it all starts. It all started with this movie. Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, The Fast and the Furious. Rob Cohen took the concept of Point Break and said, I'm going to put them in cars and do street racing. And then now we have 10 movies. Just the new one just released.
I mean,
So we're
technically 11.
well,
Robson.
we can call it Hobbs and Shaw.
Calvin and Hobbes.
Calvin and Hobbes presents Calvin and Hobbes Shaw.
I'll see a pretend target here.
Right? So, yeah, we get this franchise that was built on, hey, I'm going to just redo Point Break with cars. Cool. You get Paul Walker, the late Paul Walker. You get Vin Diesel in his raspy, gravely deep voice, not from the Iron Giant, but you get Vin Diesel. You get a movie that is this is where it starts, right? This is where it started. But mainly, this movie is about racing. This movie is like they really uses racing.
No, it's not. It's about family. Yeah, I'm proud of myself. What?
Go ahead, finish.
It's
Finish
about,
it. Finish it. Finish everything. Explain everything.
This movie is about keeping me bored for an hour and a half.
Well, I saw this movie when it came out.
Driving the areas that we grew up in.
So give you a little prefix. We saw this movie on a screener, like not a screener, but like those previews, right? That they used to do in movie theater, or that they still do. Like, but back in the day, it was more prevalent. People would go watch movies like at movie theaters before they released to gauge their reaction on it. That's how I saw Fast and the Furious, The Fast and the Furious. I saw a pre-release version of this movie in theaters, not with all the special effects. And I still remember this movie. I don't mind this movie, right? This is the one that started it all. There's all the landmarks are here. This is where we are introduced to the corner liquor store that's in Angeles Heights, or it's in Los Angeles. It's by Echo Park, by Dodger Stadium. You have the house, which doesn't look like that. That house is not that big. There's no space behind it. It's Los Angeles. You have a house in Los Angeles. There's no square footage like that. There's no space to have a barbecue. All the landmarks are there. The parking lot where Toretto parks his car at the beginning of the movie after the chase, after the police chase, everything.
Where the dude gets near the end when the chase under that bridge right outside of Echo Park on Glendale.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you get that.
I'm telling you, this movie is Los Angeles centric, right? 100%, right? And it's not okay. I'm not gonna say it's the greatest movie. It's not great. Other Fast and Furious movies were way better.
I don't know.
Like the first introduction of The Rock in the movie, that was a better movie.
Oh, that's not the movie. That's just your.
No, that was just a better movie. That was action packed. This one relied more on racing, right? It had more racing. It had more street racing. It had more Point Break ishness, because you had to get an actor that was very much like Keanu Reeves in Point Break. That's where you got Paul Walker.
What happens in this movie? They actually gave a role to the cars. Like the cars were like, ooh, they made a Supra. What? Yeah, Tesla car. Oh wow, crazy. You get the cars actually felt like another character in the movies.
All the
And
cars,
instead of,
especially Dom Toretto's car.
yeah, big old Charger.
That's been in every movie.
Yeah, and
he
which
he
is
always
totaled
he
and
totaled
somehow
and
has
somehow
it again.
like finds it, gets it back, fixes it all up, and it's in pristine condition for the next movie.
Yeah, also it's got a new engine to it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, and then but the difference with this movie is like the villain isn't great, right? There's not a great villain in this movie. It's whatever. The movie really is about the relationship between Brian and Dom. This is the building of that relationship, building of the family. He meets Mia, falls in love with Mia, like again, Point Break. But he lets at the end of the movie lets Dom go, right? Solidifying that bond that they're going to have for the next 7 movies before his passing, and then it was CGI Brian.
I was waiting for her, like, like for him to lay down on the ground and shoot like his gun up in the air. Oh, busting my knee. But it didn't happen.
Like Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, like Hot Fuzz.
No, like Point Break
Like Hot Fuzz.
Like Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz.
when he
It's
runs
Hot
after him,
Fuzz!
falls.
It's Hot Fuzz.
That movie was okay. What?
Well, but this movie did give us.
Better
It
than
gave
this movie.
this Fast and Furious gave us the introduction to like movie star Vin Diesel, right? Movie star Vin Diesel.
Actually, didn't Boiler Room do that?
No, because he was in the movie for like 2 minutes. This is a whole movie character like that Vin Diesel was in. He played one of the main lead roles in this movie, right?
He's technically the bad guy.
After this, you got
Technically.
the other movies, right?
Yeah, after this, he made Triple X again with Rob Cohen, which is trash. That movie's trash. I don't care if anyone likes it. That movie is trash. Triple X is trash. I went to the
Ozzy
movie.
loves Triple X.
Yeah. Okay. Look.
That's not what we're talking about. I'm talking about Prawn Hub.
Yeah. But no, it's just gave us
It's videos of giant
this movie.
shrimp.
This
That's what it is.
that's why this is the reason why Vin Diesel only does these movies, because this is all he can do, because when he goes off to other movies, when he goes out to other
This is all I know.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Give me a
That's all
second.
he does.
Just give me a second to finish what I'm saying. That's all I ask.
Oh, you okay? No problem.
Right? That's all I ask. This movie this is the only franchise he does, right? It's the only franchise he does, because the moment Vin Diesel moves on to a different franchise, that he's acting in, he's actually acting, not just saying I am Groot. When he actually has to act, those franchises never make it anywhere, except for the Riddick one, which no one really wants to see these Riddick movies.
You mean
Right?
the Pitch Black, the Pitch Black series.
Pitch Black,
I
yeah.
watched them.
Yeah, but
I was
like,
forced to watch.
there's
it.
like 12 people that watch those movies. Like 12 people. Those movies don't make money. And then the Triple X,
More people than watch this.
just true. More people watch it. Yeah, it's true. But you get Triple X. It was trash. He tried to do Pacifier. He tried to create his own Dungeons and Dragons type movie with that whole like the Witch Killer, whatever it was called, whatever. Where like he's in the past. It's like a sword and sorcery movie. Crap, right? All he has is Fast and Furious, and he used to have Guardians of the Galaxy, which he can still do, because all he does is say a couple words. That's it. I am Groot.
I mean, those characters can still come back.
Yeah, they don't need Vin Diesel.
No, they do for the voice. But what I'm saying
Oh,
is
not anymore. Like the whole
they
James
don't.
Earl Jones. No, don't say that you can do it, because you can't.
No, I didn't say. I wasn't saying. I'm saying you can
Do
do.
it.
You
do it.
You can get the.
Groot.
No, you can't.
See.
No, trash. This is why you're in Amazon Prime movies.
I'm in porn in the background.
You're holding the splatter guard.
That's
That's your job. But yeah, it's like other than, and then Paul Walker, but Paul Walker was actually in other movies prior to Fast and Furious, where he was starring in movies, right? Mm-hmm. He was in She's All That,
Big Mama Jahamba.
right? He was in She's All That. He was in what else had Paul Walker done before Fast and Furious? Because I know the stuff after, right? But before Fast and the Furious, he was in like, let's see, we'll just do a quick check. He was in Varsity Blues.
Yeah, he was.
She's All That. In that year, he did Varsity Blues, She's All That. He was in Pleasantville. He was in a Disney movie.
That's right. He was in Pleasantville.
He was in a Disney movie called Meet the Deedles. Right? And then he was in The Skulls, that Secret Society movie with
Oh, that's right.
he was in that movie. Then
Pacey.
yes,
He doesn't have a name. His name's Pacey.
he will always be
Forever.
Pacey, right? He'll always be Pacey.
Rest in peace, Dawson.
Joshua Jackson? That his
Yeah.
name? Okay. Then he did the Fast and Furious. But guess what happens after that? Then he does Fast and Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious.
Which was garbage.
I mean, it was a completely different movie than this one. Then he did Timeline.
They tried to do Smokey and the Bandit, basically.
Then he did Timeline, right? With, I think, Gerard Butler's in that movie. Then he did Into the Blue, right? That surf movie. Then he did another Disney movie, Eight Below. Right? Then he did Fast and Furious with The Rock. No, that was Fast Furious. Yeah, Fast and Furious.
5.
It wasn't The Rock and Fast and Furious.
That's 5.
I thought Hobbs was introduced in Fast and Furious. Whatever.
Oh no. That's 4. Fast and Furious 4 is the Fast and Furious.
No, it's
Fast and Furious.
Okay.
Whatever. They
Hold on.
stopped using these names.
The Fast and the Furious is the first movie, the original. Fast and Furious is the third one.
No, third one is Tokyo Drift.
Oh, that's right. We don't no, but that doesn't count. That one technically doesn't count because that's a side story.
No, it still does.
Doesn't count.
You got Han in it. Yep. You got
yeah, but there's
Toretto in it.
No,
yeah,
he's not.
At the end.
No,
Yeah,
but he's not. But he's not a main character.
He's still in the movie.
Again, which makes it a side story. You don't count it. It's like Hobbs. It's like
Rogue One.
It's like Hobbs and Shaw is not part of the Fast and Furious. You don't count that as a sequel to Fast and Furious. It's Hobbs and Shaw. Tokyo Drift is
story.
Tokyo Drift is its own story. Yes. I'll die on that sword.
Can I just say that I have no idea what the sequels are because this movie made me not want to watch the rest of them.
I mean, it wasn't that bad. Relax. It wasn't.
No,
had that little moments. Makes you talk about
a movie, and I don't care what anybody says.
I mean, what's the movie that revitalized the care for this? Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
Tokyo Drift. People like Tokyo Drift, and all of a sudden, well, let's make another one because no one liked Too Fast, Too Furious, even though it was directed by John Singleton, right?
The show at Universal Studios is better than.
They had a show.
Yeah.
I don't remember a show. I remember the dancing cars that they had on the tram. That was the longest joke.
Yeah.
That was trash. But yeah, this movie gave both Vin Diesel and Paul Walker, made them superstars. Made them like worldwide, right? Made them worldwide. And it's not a great movie. It's not a great movie. Like the story's reused. Again, we've seen this story millions of times in different movies.
Yeah.
Right?
This is a movie for car guys. That's what it is.
And again, it's not an action movie. That's the thing. It's not an action movie. This franchise didn't become an action franchise until like Fast and Furious. Until Fast and Furious. Right? Until Fast and Furious. Cut to now we have this ridiculous sequel.
Are you drinking already?
Yeah.
We're talking about Fast and Furious. So
this movie makes me drink now.
and then cut to now we have the 10th movie, right? The 10th film in this whole franchise. Right, this whole series, like not like in this whole universe, the 10th film in this universe. 10 part 1. Right, 10 part 1 of 3 or whatever. And it's the most ridiculous movie I've ever seen in my life. But I don't know whether to hate it or like it.
Jason Momoa is the greatest.
He is the reason why I say I like it. Everything else I don't like. If Jason Momoa wasn't in it, I wouldn't like it. But again, I like his clothes. But that's the thing, and that's the thing about this original one. It didn't have that villain. None of these movies have that charismatic villain.
Boring.
That's boring. That's the reason why. As I'm saying, it's not the greatest movie. If you go back and you count it, but for some reason, carheads love this movie. Carheads love this movie.
Because you get little words here and there, like, oh, I know that word. Oh, I know that.
Gas pedal.
Yeah. He introduced everybody to Nas.
Clutch,
The rapper?
No, Nas, not Nas.
nitrous oxide,
Wait, yeah,
turbo
but no,
boost,
the
the
logo,
juice,
Nas.
the juice.
The Juice. Oh, so The Rock is in it.
No, you know who was in this movie from the very beginning? John Cena. You just can't see him. Swish, swish.
Now, on that
That's
note,
it. Yeah, on that note, I'm done.
he's like, I'm leaving on a high note.
Oh, when I do jokes, it's not funny. But no, Fast and Furious. Look, if you guys haven't seen the original, I'm sure you have.
No.
There's like whatever. It's like it's a have to watch if you're watching if you're a fan of the
See,
franchise,
okay,
right?
The
Fast and Furious movie is that okay? So the first one is more of cop investigating stuff. That's all it is.
Point Break.
Yeah, which is fine. I
It's-
mean, I'm fine. I'm
okay.
fine with it.
I'll put it.
I like me the Gary Busey. You know, I wanted that situation to happen, but it kind of doesn't happen in this movie.
I'll put it to you this way: the Fast and the Furious
That's
is like
Michelle Rodriguez right there.
it's like the Fast and the Furious.
No.
It's like when you take Viagra and you have to wait for it to like take effect. Then you get Fast and Furious, right? Then it gets good. Like you're waiting. Part 1, part 2. Oh, something's happening. Nah, not so much. Then Tokyo Drift. I'm like, okay, I can feel it. Now Fast and Furious. I'm ready.
Wait. Did you just say that Fast and Furious 2 gets things going?
No, I said no. I said Fast and Furious.
No,
and
no.
and then you get
This is-
Tokyo Drift. Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, but you just made it seem like he felt something. What felt no tingle?
I'm like a little
No,
tingle,
no,
right?
no,
Because you
no.
get Roman, right? Roman's the best part of that movie, and Eva Mendes.
And Ludacris,
No, whatever.
who was not supposed to be in these movies.
But then when you get to
And his
Fast,
forehead.
then when you get to Fast and Furious, which
Yeah.
is the now action movie version, now that's when the movies are good. That's when I got suckered back into this franchise. Then The Rock comes in. I'm like, oh, this movie's great. It's one of the greatest franchises I've ever seen in my life.
and then he stops a
that's-
missile
And
halfway
that's
through
when-
with his hands and just
Yep.
throws it the other way.
And then
That's
he
when
just,
you got hard.
and then he keeps it. Then yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then
Your dick's some great, eh?
and then you get now you have everyone is superhuman in these movies, especially Dom Toretto. But whatever. If you're gonna watch the franchise, you're obviously gonna be a fan of this franchise. If you're a fan, that's cool. I'm a casual fan. I'll watch these movies just because I've already been invested for 10 movies, right? Would I recommend it to somebody who hasn't seen Fast and the Furious? No.
No,
I don't think-
Watch
I would-
Point Break first.
No, not even that.
If you-
I would
if you
say
did-
if you're gonna watch this, you go into this movie already where the action movie version, Fast and Furious. Once you get there, you're fine. Like I think the movies are fine from then on. But prior to that, like even Tokyo Drift is enjoyable, but prior to that, the movies are not good. And it had its following. It made money and it continues to make money. I don't know if this new one's gonna make money. But I will say Jason Momoa steals this new movie. This is Jason Momoa's movie, and Jason Momoa was born to be a villain in these movies. So, on that note, you guys go the Fast and Furious franchise. It's available widely everywhere. It's always on TV somewhere. Like and subscribe. This has been Vinny.
Mm.
And it.
We'll see you guys next time. Meow.